After today, only a week more of this box. Welcome back, friends. Sean from Draft Therapy here. I am here with the Costco Brewers Advent Calendar by the original Kalea. As I mentioned the last few days, if you haven't been following at home, this is a beer box, basically, from the 1st of December through the 24th of December through Christmas Eve. It's a beer every day. There's been a lot of lagers, been a couple Weiss beers, there's been a couple Pilsners, there's been a Bock, one like straight up Bock, and I think there's been one IPA. I know there's been one IPA. We are on the 17th, and it's going to be right next to the 16th. And if you're following along at home, that's the bottom row, third from the left or second from the right, depending on how you're looking at it. Let's pop it open. Let's see what we got. This box is getting really light. They saved only, after today, there's only going to be one more on the bottom row, which is kind of weird. You'd think they'd maybe even do them in order, but they want you to hunt for them. Oh, gosh. I remember this one from last year, and if I remember correctly, it was pretty good. So, let's take a look at it. This is Turbo Prop. It's an Imperial Pils. This is H.C. Bosch's Propeller Beer. It is 6.5% alcohol by volume. This is one of the higher ABV beers that we've had in the last, in the whole thing, the whole shebang. I think the highest one was that Weizenbach I mentioned. It was 7.4%, I believe. So this one is 6.5%, brewed and owned by Propeller Getränk in Bad Lasp, Germany. Bad Laps, Germany. Can't read that. Don't know what that says. It is 6.5% alcohol by volume. Its expiration date is January 2023. I remember this one being probably my favorite, if not my favorite, one of my favorites from last year. This is an Imperial Pilsner. And it's got this guy, he's got his kind of flight helmet on, his leather helmet, and his flying goggles on. He's just like amped. I don't know if he's about to crash or what's going on there, but he looks pretty jazzed. So let's pour this. Coming pretty clear, coming pretty light out of the can here. I forgot to smell it out of the can. You'll have to forgive me. I was just excited to get it into the glass, excited to talk about this one. This is actually, again, this is one that I really look forward to trying because I really enjoyed it last year. We're getting about 2.5 fingers ahead on here. Really nice white head, really condensed, really, really nice small bubbles. There's a lot of larger bubbles across the top, which you probably can't see at home. Don't have the overhead set up for these short videos, but if we look through, that's pretty clear. There is some sediment floating through there. You can see me through there pretty good. You can see my fingers. I can see my fingers through here. It's not the clearest beer we've seen, but it's pretty clear. I mean, it's on the same kind of, spectrum as the other kind of Pilsners that we've had. Let's put a nose on the glass here. Getting a really strong kind of grainy kind of aroma, getting a strong honey aroma too. When I say grainy, like grain, not grain. I don't even know how you would take that otherwise, but let's try it out. Cheers. For being a Pilsner, it's an Imperial Pilsner, meaning like a double Pilsner. It is, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier than I would expect from a just straight up regular Pilsner. But it's still refreshing. It still has a really nice taste, or I'm sorry, real nice mouthfeel. We're going to talk about the taste. We don't want to jump out too far in front of ourselves here. So what I like about this is that it has a bit more of a bitterness than most Pilsners have. It has about the same amount of sweetness, maybe a little bit less than most Pilsners, but it's that bitterness up front that you get. It's got this, and it has that honey flavor to it too. So it's got that kind of more biscuity, flavor to it, but it comes through in like this bitter kind of quality right up front. It's not, it's nothing like super crazy, but the thing about it that I like a lot is that it resembles more of an IPA in my book than it does a Pilsner. I mean, usually with IPAs, you get the sweetness up front, you get the bitterness on the tail end. With this one, it's kind of like a reverse IPA, a little bit like that. I know it's not an IPA, it's a Pilsner, it's an Imperial Pilsner, but you get the bitterness up front, and then the sweetness comes through on the back end, and it kind of it kind of pushes down the bitterness. The bitterness is still there. It's in the aftertaste, but you're getting the bitterness after that rise. I'm sorry, you're getting that sweetness after the rise of the bitterness. It's very much in the upfront. I just really like the way it throws that curveball. You expect a Pilsner to be a little bit drier, maybe be a little less bitter, have a little bit, a little less earthy. You know, it's got that kind of earthy quality to it. It's got that hay kind of quality to it. And you expect a Pilsner to be not quite as like in your face as this is. And that's what I like about it. It kind of bucks the trend. It kind of changes up your mindset of what a Pilsner can be, because it's an Imperial Pilsner. It's a little bit different. So that's been Turbo Prop. I love the graphic on this. I love the design. I love the colors. It has the dude in the leather helmet and the aviator goggles. This is Turbo Prop, an Imperial Pils. It's by H.C. Bosch's. It's H.C. Bosch's Propeller beer. And again, this is 6.5% ABV, brewed and owned by Propeller Getränk in Bad Labs, Germany. And yeah, so that's day 17. After this, we got a week left. We had the IPA a couple days ago that I was familiar with, that I had last year. We have Turbo Prop, which I had last year, which I enjoyed this one more than the IPA last year and this year. So I don't really know what's coming up. I still haven't looked at the side to kind of study to see what I haven't gotten. I haven't like made any kind of comparison. But tomorrow will be day number 18. So come back tomorrow for December 18th. Like I said, we'll have about a week until, you know, we're done with this box. It's going to get super light by then. So yeah, come back and join me. So I've been Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries. These guys are all in Germany, but I'm sure that there's somebody in your area that's doing kick-ass beers. Until tomorrow on the 18th, why don't you treat yourself to a little draft therapy at those local breweries? See you next time. Cheers.